Glad you're watching Midday on a Friday, everybody. This week we are seeing those high to record temperatures across our state, with signs pointing to this very hot and dry summer. People of all ages, especially older adults, risk dehydration, overexposure to the sun, and other heat-related issues. Dr. Kelly Graziano is the medical director at Optum Care of Utah, and this is the right day for you to be here to discuss this. Temperatures reaching 100 here in northern Utah today for the first time this year. What are heat-related illnesses, and what are the warning signs?
So heat-related illnesses occur when we're exposed to these extremely high temperatures, and our normal mechanisms to combat that, such as sweating, they can't keep up. At some point our bodies can't compensate, and so that leads to a dangerously elevated core body temperature. And so what we're talking about heat-related illnesses are heat cramps, heat rash, sunburn, very common as well, but also more extreme temperature or more extreme symptoms such as heat exhaustion or even heat stroke, which is considered to be a medical emergency.
What would be the symptoms of heat exhaustion? How is it different from heat stroke?
So heat exhaustion is just a little bit more mild on the spectrum of the heat-related illnesses. So heat exhaustion, typically you'll have an elevated pulse rate, feel dizzy, lightheaded, potentially have that cold, clammy skin. When we reach into the heat stroke category, you're having potentially even no longer sweating, having that dry, hot skin, even higher pulse, potentially loss of consciousness, and even passing out. So at that time, that does become a medical emergency.
Do you know when it's happening to you? Like, can you, assess and feel those symptoms?
You sure can, and part of that is just being aware of what those potential symptoms are. And so by being aware of heat-related illness and looking out for those signs and symptoms, hopefully you can recognize that and get into a cool, safe space.
Are there groups of people that are more vulnerable to this than others?
Yes, so we are talking about more susceptible would be young children less than 4 years of age, the adults over 65, people who are overweight, have underlying chronic medical conditions, even people on certain medications. They can make you more susceptible to these heat-related illnesses.
So what precautions do you recommend during the warmer months to stay safe?
Yes, the CDC has 3 great tips for this coming weekend and for the entire Utah summer, really. Those 3 tips are stay cool, stay hydrated, and stay informed. So when we say stay cool, we mean wear light-colored clothing, lightweight clothing, get inside to a cool place as much as possible. Stay hydrated, drink water all day. Don't wait until your body is telling you you're thirsty. Try to stay ahead of that curve. And stay informed, watch your local news, be aware of those heat advisories and tips to stay safe. And also keep an eye out for those symptoms that we just discussed, and keep an eye on your neighbors or those that we know that are more susceptible to those illnesses.
That's what I was going to ask you. If you come across someone suffering from a heat-related illness, if you see it and maybe they don't realize it, what should you do?
So it will depend on the severity of their symptoms, but at the very minimum, get that person into a cool, safe space out of the heat. Use whatever you can to lower their body temperature. Maybe a cold drink, you can wash them or sponge them off with a cool washcloth. If they're showing more severe symptoms concerning for heat stroke, then absolutely call for medical assistance. That is an emergency.
All of this good information, especially on a day like today. Dr. Kelly Graziano is the medical director at Optum Care of Utah. If you'd like more information about Optum Care, please go to our website, abc4.com/midday. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Jillian?